Hi there, my name is Gail Henry. I'm one of the Senior Dementia Consultants at the DSDC based at the University of Stirling, and I'm going to introduce Tier 1 of the Environments for Ageing and Dementia Design Assessment tool. Tier 1 is part of a suite of 3 tiers. So Tier 1 is, we call it Dementia Aware, and it contains a user guide, an explanation of ageing and design, what dementia is, types of dementia and why ageing and dementia design is relevant. Specifically, it contains the 6 fundamentals, which are each outlined and examples given. There's a checklist and information on how to self-certify and obtain appropriate certificate and decal, and there's examples of some best practice and case studies. So Tier 1 introduces the fundamentals of age and dementia aware design or modification. As I said, it concludes with a short checklist to consider simple changes in relation to the fundamentals, and it can be used in any environment type and is suitable for all. So lay people, individuals with dementia, health professionals, small business owners, essentially people who would like their environment to be more accessible or age and dementia aware, but perhaps don't have the resources or capacity to do extensive and expensive works. So Tier 1 tends to illustrate small, often inexpensive changes around the home or the environment that can make a difference to the person with dementia and their carer. So the fundamentals of designing for ageing and dementia could be thought of as the aims or the goals of design interventions. So that's what you're trying to promote or achieve for the person living with age-related frailty with or without dementia. So these inform the next level of the design principles, which break down and may become the minutiae of what is required to achieve these in conjunction with the appropriate care model. The fundamentals are almost the macro or simplistic interventions, while each of the other tiers break it down into further and further technical areas. So as stated, the fundamentals inform the principles and are the basis or foundation of them. And another way to consider them is that they are almost the goals of the principles, and that these are what following the design principles intend to achieve for those who are ageing with or without dementia. So the wordings pare back to be simplistic and allow accessibility to a wider audience who have a variety of skills and knowledge levels, and as well as relating them to a wider variety of environments rather than just the formal care environment such as a care home or hospital setting. These fundamentals also reflect the Kirkwood model of positive personhood, which focuses on abilities instead of disabilities and looks to provide meaningful interventions through design for the individual and the feelings that this may evoke for the person, such as accomplishment and satisfaction. Fundamental 1, this is the aim of promoting ability through design, implementing simple measures, for example lowering signs in public places and small changes in the home based on their individual lifestyle and their own normal is essential. Some changes that others might think of as better isn't always, if they're unfamiliar to the individual. Promoting access to outdoor spaces allows people to continue to participate in pastimes and maintain ability to promote well-being and lifestyle. So fundamental 2 is about maintaining independence and identity. Small changes that will help maintain independence, which may also compensate for physical or sensory impairments relating to age, such as sight and sound. So we give basic examples such as removing cupboard doors, clearing clutter, and providing contrast with soft furnishings. Access to outdoors for activities and even providing a view from a window can be beneficial. Fundamental 3, the wording had to be altered slightly to apply to the domestic environment as well as other non-caring environments such as libraries or cafes. the original wording was really in relation to a formal care setting. So many of the design alterations to the home should be mindful that the main carer might also be older and have age-related frailty as well. So we really need to take that into consideration, and they might also require mobility aids or have mild cognitive impairment or even dementia as well. Facilitating someone's independence and activity level can provide some respite and reduce the burden for carers, whether they're informal or formal carers. By assisting in the reduction of the burden, it might also reduce the potential burnout and influence decisions to admit people into long-term care. So Fundamental 4 is about the environment being familiar. It promotes use of signage and means of orientation to the environment and time and place. So for example, large clocks and visual cues are really important. One example of this is if someone likes to go outside, then have jackets near to the door to remind them to put them on. Soft furnishings and photographs can also be used to make unfamiliar environments more familiar. So that can be applied when someone's going to stay in a hospital ward. But the other thing to remember is it's really important to remember the olfactory sense, the sense of smell. So when someone is going into hospital, remember to give them familiar toiletries and things, as well as the soft furnishings and photographs that can be provided. It's important to remember as well that unfamiliar environments can also increase the risk of delirium and be a trigger to distressed behaviour in people with dementia and or delirium. So Fundamental 5 is looking at maintaining interactions with others. Quite often people who are older and people who have dementia, they're less likely to interact with others because they lose confidence. So it's important to maintain confidence and facilitate independence. This allows them to have people over to the house and be able to do something simple like make a cup of tea. But it also allows them to be able to go out to local shops and cafes if this is what they like to do. Again, promoting access to outdoor areas to meet friends or enjoy outdoor activities improves someone's mental well-being. And if cafes and libraries, etc., can make small changes such as these visual cues and improve accessibility, then it will help reduce the potential for isolation, possible depression and worsening of dementia symptoms. The other good thing about someone having access to outdoors is that it can promote sleep. It promotes well-being and the fact that the optimum times to be outside and be in receipt of blue light can help our circadian rhythm. So that's also really important because people with dementia often have disrupted sleep patterns. So Fundamental 6 is about accommodating preferences, and this relates to providing appropriate lighting for activities or promoting sleep, reducing noise to alleviate stress. The important thing about that is that stress might lead to distressed behaviour, therefore controlling or reducing stressful stimuli and promoting the ability for someone to be able to do this independently or carry out tasks or activities might reduce the potential for this. So some of the suggestions provided include easy to operate TV remote control and possibly using assistive technology. The other thing is lighting should be strategically positioned and easy to operate and within reach. So this is the design fundamentals checklist. It's basic and simple to complete. It doesn't cover every relevant topic. It's not like an audit tool. It's a short checklist to assess and inform how age and dementia aware the environment is. It's not intended to guide or inform total refurbs, etc. That comes with other tiers, but it helps acknowledge the efforts that have been made by potentially small businesses, or if you're doing it for someone a member of your family in their home, it acts as a guide as well. Some small businesses might like to use the checklist to obtain a self-certification, which will result in provision of a certificate and a decal, but there'll be information of that on the website and within the literature. So this is one of the case studies that is included in the tool, and it's Amundbury Library. It was part of a larger project, the Kirklees project, and the first library to implement some of the fundamentals to promote the use of the facility for all. It's an intergenerational space, and they've utilised contrast and signage to make the facility more age and dementia aware. So this is a couple of examples of best practice or suggestions that you can have around the house. So this is a kitchen, and what we've done is the cupboard doors are clear. They act as visual prompts and contrasting colours and trying to reduce glare from appliances. There's still changes that can be made within that, but this is just something that you can potentially do in the home quite easily. So this is an example of a bathroom. It looks quite clinical, however, a lot of bathrooms that we come across can be predominantly white. And this example just shows you how quickly and easily you can make some small changes using different coloured towels, face cloths and bath mats and toilet seat to create contrast and help the person with dementia be able to find their way around, and also use prompts. For example, if they can see the soap, then they're more likely to wash their hands, and if they can see the towel, they're more likely to use a towel. So thanks very much. There'll be more information within the literature and on the DSDC website. Thank you.